Prime Creator of all that is, we thank you for this day. We thank you for bringing us together and for the progress we are making. There is commitment and love and joy in our hearts that we are here together doing this work. We acknowledge the greatness of the power within our spirit that is you, and we are humbled and honored to know our station. Let it be so, and so it is.
Thank you, Charlie.
My pleasure. This is a letter to Caroline Levitt, who is the White House press secretary, requesting a press pass for the White House briefing room and Oval Office press meeting. So that's was sent today by email in request. Dear Madame President Secretary, Press Secretary, I am respectfully requesting a press pass for the White House briefing room and Oval Office press meetings at your discretion. What our courageous and bold 45th President and Commander-in-Chief had asked of the American people is exactly what our Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly, ORSJA, has been actively doing at the local level from the bottom up since 2019, while in his first term in office. I humbly request an opportunity to share with you there and wide what ORSJA is doing in Oregon. Despite a far-left Democrat presence in Portland and Salem, that we join forces with America First, work toward recovery of a government of, by, and for the people, a constitutional republic with its original jurisdiction. What happened when our original Constitution circa 1859 was replaced with the corporate Admiralty Maritime Law Constitution circa 1871 marks the beginning of our enslavement to a corrupt system of the judiciary and legislation that is bereft of common law that functions in concert with the laws of nature and of nature's God. It was when the 13th Amendment was changed to no longer consider titles of nobility, VAR attorneys, aka foreign agents, as unconstitutionally allowed to hold positions of nobility in government as a corporation rather than of a free people. This one change shifted us to a nation run amok with career politicians and attorneys having the last word in every element and institution of our culture at the exclusion of the people with our constitutional provisions that limit power of government. In 1910, Article 7 in Oregon's Constitution was amended, we believe, unlawfully. This changed the entire structure and intent of our judiciary from its Article 7 original, which offered the people a common law de jure court. Our Oregon Constitution now has both original and amended, yet we have been unable to find a constitutional Article 7 original court. As a result, one cannot find remedy for the people in our existing court system. ORSJA is a civilian common law court, providing that remedy, as well as serving as a source of true history and news that affects us all. Our reach touches thousands of Americans, primarily in Oregon, but also especially including the states and territories of Washington, California, Idaho, Nevada, Arizona, and Colorado. The malfunction of the West Coast court system is in fact the same for the entire nation. It is this malfunction that is causing our beloved President Donald J. Trump to suffer lawfare, pompous judges, and egregious political games in courts in contempt of the United States of America's Constitution. By example, the people are suffering the same abuse of power daily. We recognized something had to be done. So under the provisions of Article 1, Section 1 of Oregon's Constitution with our social compact, together with our having implemented Ex parte Milligan and the enumerated requirements of Article 3, where the one Supreme Court must claim original jurisdiction, along with Amendment 7 in suits of common law, We formed our civilian common law court of record, for which there is no appeal in fact. ORSJA has established that we are the only lawful civilian common law court of record with original jurisdiction within the state of Oregon and quite possibly anywhere in the nation. President Trump has suffered malicious prosecution and nonstop staged political theater of anti-American propaganda that has shown, even proven in case after case, the abject corruption of a biased judicial system with a wrong set of laws, not laws, perpetrated against the people for its exclusive political control and monetary gain for positions of absolute power under de facto color of law. Justice Louis D. Brandeis dared to say, the most important political office is that of the private citizen, and I conclude that it is the legal profession that has progressively destroyed our nation and harms its people multifoliate. Please visit www.orsja.org and see our podcasts, official documents that are signed, sealed, stamped, witnessed with proof of service, and published internationally online and on Oregon public community television stations. Also included are 2 PDFs of our 2 newly published quarterly newspapers, the Oregon Jural, of which I am editor, with its statewide print distribution and with unlimited distribution digitally. Through our diligence and dogged dedication, our Article 1, Section 1 Social Compact, and our one Supreme Court lawful and higher than any other court on Oregon, and by their acquiescence, we have established ourselves as the provisional common law government on Oregon. I pray that you consider including me as an honored guest in the White House briefing room. I would want to ask you questions in regard to the Trump administration's intentions in moving our nation's judicial crisis out of its existing tyranny and into the constitutional guidelines provided by our founding fathers, where equal protection of the law and due process are not just spoken, but seen and experienced. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have for me to determine my suitability for the honor of addressing you and your national audience, and I appreciate your application of alternative new media at the White House. We welcome you to utilize ORSJA's newsworthy example in support of President Trump's fight to return a government that works for the people and once again embrace our original jurisdiction as a constitutional republic. I look forward to the possibility of sharing the work ORSJA is doing in Oregon in moving our nation forward to truly make America great again. Respectfully yours, Charlie White, Director, Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Eric Dover with the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly. This is an open letter to the Oregon sheriffs. Where are our sheriffs? For the last several months, we have posted and made available what we worked on as a proper oath for the persons in our governance. Sheriffs are our first effort at our insisting on a proper oath, for it is the sheriffs who are here in their county position to protect and defend the people. Protect from what? You, some might say. From ticketing or sending people to the illegitimate amended Article 7 courts that should not be. From governance overreach and taxation that they should assist seniors in the prevention of their eviction from their loss of equity, their forever home, and all they possess. Our Article 3, Amendment 7 Civilian Common Law Court of Record has made numerous visits and relentless communications to our county sheriffs in Oregon to offer a remedy from the victimization of the people. How, you might ask? It's like a shift in the mind. It is the recognition of one's allegiance to life and that which is God-given, rather than criminalizing living God-made beings for a dead corporate entity. Our sheriffs are our first protection against governance overreach. The significance of elected government officials taking a proper oath to the original jurisdiction Constitution, circa 1859, is a tremendous recognition. The oath, then, is a promise to our God self, to our Creator God, and to people, not persons. Such a dejuration, taking a solemn oath, is needed for there to be a remedy in our authoritative system of governance. Once a sheriff can make the shift, they can see themselves among the people rather than a corporate entity meant to enforce our compliance to the bidding of the state. This cognition promises to be a release of tension, greater freedom, and cooperation. Let it be so.
They do not want to let go of this. They do not intend on losing here. And we do not intend giving it back to them.
And then the bullets started flying. And then he jumps out of the car. And he's got both his hands up. And he got out of the car, and he had his hands in the air. He's like, just shoot me then. This is what you want, to shoot me. And they did. They shot him dead. With his hands in the air, and I saw it. I swear to God. He was just walking with his hands in the air. And they shot him. And they shot him dead, and then after he was down on the ground, they shot him 3 more times.